Stongon Jokayade Gaga. Estongon Jokayade Gaga. Estongon Jokayade Gaga. Or this one right here. Stongon Jokayade Gaga, Jonathan. Jane. Jonathan.
Estongedos.
Mache. Estongon Jokayade Gaga. There you go. So see there, that's where that Indian changes now. Somebody said it's nice to see I'm not the only one who's decided not to fight the white hair. You know what? I'm thinking about that myself. I'm thinking about that myself. I'm tired of fighting white hair. You know, my mother had the prettiest gray hair, you know, and she was all gray. And I started turning gray when I was about 15. I had a tuft right here in the front that was all white, and then the rest, and it just gradually grew, you know, and
Same here, Mvhayv. That tuft of hair, and my sons have that too, just like a little patch, you know. Yeah. That's interesting. It's the same.
But I had one right here in the front here. And it was just right there. Rest of it was dark, but there. And so I was like, wonder where that came from. How did that get there? But that's how it was. And I was like 15. And after that, it just kind of gradually started getting gray, moving its way back, you know. And this one woman said, "You're too young to have gray hair." And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know why I got it, but I have it, and I'm completely gray. I'm completely gray if I didn't dye it, you know. And my husband's got pretty. He's got dark hair, and that's what's weird, you know. My husband is completely. He's not brown-headed. He's black-headed, and I'm, you know, dark-headed too, black-headed. But our daughter came out red-headed. She's a red-headed, and she has freckles. And I'm like, and I call her a mutation. You know, and she told me, and my husband's light complected though. He's real light. He's like Jane there, real, and you, Amy, real light complected. And so I wonder, and she got his light complexion. She's got kind of a copper tone color to her. And the rest are kind of like, the other two is like real light complected, but they got brown hair. You know, their hair is brown. And, but if you put them all three standing side by side, you couldn't tell them apart. You know, and they all look alike. And so, one day my youngest daughter told me, because I'm dark complected, I'm way darker than my daughters and my husband. And my youngest daughter told me one day, she said, "Mom, with your black and daddy's white, I came out to perfect color." And I'm like, you know, the rest, they're brown-headed. Now she's red-headed and got the freckles. The other two don't have freckles, but they're brown-headed and light complected. And I'm like, how did that happen? You know, it's weird how your kids come out. Yeah, it could be. I mean, who knows? I mean, you know, since my family's a bunch of mutts, we have jet black, red, blonde, and every color eyes you can think of. Well, they're all brown eyes. That's one thing. And but my daughter, the one that has the freckles, she has kids. None of her kids has freckles, but the boy turned out red-headed. And the girl, you know, the girls came out, you know, brown, dark brown, but now the little boy, he came out red-headed. And you know, he don't have the freckles like she does though. And the other ones, one of my middle daughter's kids, one is light complected, dark hair. The youngest one she has is dark complected, dark hair. And my oldest daughter's kids, The girl, the oldest girl, she's dark headed, light complected. The middle one is dark headed and dark complected. The last one is dark headed, light complected. We're all mixed up. We're like, you put us on a sheet of paper and we're all colors.
Well, that's like how we are, Mvhayv. My one son's dark complected, and I was very dark complected as a child. This is actually how I used to look.
Oh,
I don't know if you consider. Yes, ma'am. And I don't know why, but when I turned 16, my skin like went up several shades. But my granddad was very dark complected, but my mom had red hair. So I know what you're talking about with that.
Oh.
So but my youngest son's really fair. I mean, he's just super fair skin. And my dad's dark complected. So, I always tell everybody when they're dating my sons, I said, we don't know how kids are gonna come out. So you just accept them and love them,
Well,
so
yeah,
I understand.
we got all colors, and I told him, I said, and me, I lighten up during the winter time, but boy, 5 minutes out in that sunlight, and I just get really dark complected. And I'll try to everything. I'll wear a hat, I'll wear sunglasses.
You just soak up the sun. That's what my mama said.
So I hate being sun, so I keep my shirt at a certain length right here, so I can show people. That's how much I can, and I get really, really dark, and so I'll wear long sleeves outside, and I'll wear a hat trying to stop it, and I still burn somehow. 5 minutes, and you can tell them. Now my grandkids, the one that lives with me, the two, one day they're sports people, so they went to go play softball, and I could hear their voices. But when they walked in the house, I couldn't even see them. Voices, and because we didn't have the lights on, and I'm like, boy, y'all did tan, y'all got a tan. The little boy, he's still light complected, and dark hair. He's brown headed. He's just like his mom. Okay, we're gonna go back over verbs, and then let's see. I'm gonna do this first. Do this right here. But let's do verbs. Okay, remember now, anything, let's do this right here. Anything that's an infinitive verb ends with this ida, ida. So just off the top of my head, I had ahonijida, to wake up, hombida, to eat. Iti added at the end is to do something, okay? To eat, adurkida, to work, to sit, legida, to jump, daskida, to run, litkida, to walk, yagabida, to quit, wakida, to go, ayida, to lie down, wakida, and it just goes on, and there's a lot of them, like anything that you can do, like a hothida. A hothida is to sew. Hayida is to make something. Hotsezida is to write something. Hijida, to see or look at something. See, there's so many verbs. It has everything to do, like I told you before, we're verb prominent. Iskida, or iskida, to drink water. See how that can be used to drink water. Or iskida. Hotsezida, to ride. Hizida, there's so many things. Huifida, to stand. And you can turn those into plural, like huifida is to stand. Huites is I'm standing. And you can make huifas, you stand. But then there's plural forms of that, like sabalida, that's plural, more than one to stand, for them to stand. Sabalas. Sabalas means y'all stand up, or you more than one, two, for a group, y'all stand. And that we need to go into that because it's a big part of our especially when you teach, like little kids. I'll tell one, litkus, right here. Litkus. See that? Litkus. But if it's called a group to run, I would say group bifatkas. See, that changes. So if I tell one to walk, yagabas, and that's just taking verbs and changing it, and the word changes a lot. So if I say yagabas, I'm telling Amy to walk. But now that's where a lot of it don't change. So if I told you and Jane and Ella to walk, I would say yagabaks. Okay, look at the difference here. Bifatkas for a group on litkas, y'all run, but when it comes to yagabas, they don't have that. It's yagabaks. And see how this language changes? And that's what, but it all starts with an infinitive verb. All starts with an infinitive verb. And I need to go into that, and that's how come I'm doing phrases, because when I'm doing phrases, it's better for me, because I'll write things down, and it's got some of these things in here, and that way I can explain it when I see that difference. You see what I'm saying? It's better than just to do it like this. So that's how come I do a lot of phrases, because I can explain that one word. Okay, this is where it changes, I tell you, and this is where this comes in. And that's how come I do a lot of phrases on when I'm teaching you guys that, okay? But look at this, from this infinitive verb, he just present tense, I am seeing or looking at. So what would be the infinitive verb to he just?
Hijra.
Dida, very good. Very good. See, it's just going back over this and look and getting this down. If you say I am running, lead gas, what's the infinitive verb for lead gas?
Lidkira.
Right? Home base?
Hombre.
Uh-huh. Bonayes.
Bonayira.
Exactly. Right. Yagabes.
Llegaba.
See? All those, but now look here, we're going into past tense. He jayunks is what? What's the infinitive verb for he jayunks? I saw.
Hijra.
Yeah, and then likayunks. What's the infinitive verb for I read likayunks?
Hijra.
See how that one word made all this? Past, present. Okay, now we're gonna go to future. Okay. Hijida, what became, okay, I will see. Hijathis. What is the infinitive verb for hijathis?
Hijra.
Injida.
See, it made all this concerning you out of that one infinitive verb. And you do this. I mean, if you think about it, even just sitting there, legas, where legas is coming from legida, or you can say legayonks, I was sitting here. I sat, future tense, legathis, I will be sitting here. See, I won't be sitting. It's just it's just all infinitive verbs mostly. Your language is made up of infinitive verbs, because it's verb prominent. Yajagada is to chew. But if you say I am chewing gum, hilowa yajages. Hilowa is gum. So you say hilowa yajages. But you can say hilowa yajagayunks. I was chewing gum. Or you can say hilowa yajagathis. I will chew gum. You can say like hilowa yajagan. Yajagayunks. Mamuan. I was chewing gum and that's why my teeth hurts or my tooth hurts. See how you can use that? See, and it's all right here. Right here. It's just putting these sentences together. And that's why I'm going back over and over, because you will get this by putting this, because a lot of times we don't, in our language, we don't just have even sitting. You're not moving, but sitting is doing something. So it's an infinitive verb. Legida. Lega, leges. I am sitting. Legayunks. I was sitting. I am sitting. I was sitting. Legathis. I will sit. And like one legathis. So see, like we go to a ground or something, we go to a ceremony, and they'll say, Asher, like if I'm going to sit on the other side, Asher and leg office, see, I will be sitting on the other side when y'all get there. They're telling you where they're going to be sitting. And so that's where, see, it's future tense. It hasn't happened yet, but when you come driving in, Asher and leg office, I will be sitting over there. I will be. So, you know, and you do this like, I'll meet you in town. Dalovan. Man chihija, or like I will see you in town. Man chihijathis, dalovan chihijathis, I will see you in town. It hasn't happened yet, it's future. Dalovan. And that's just how you, and I use a lot of this, and that's how come I write phrases in order, because I can see some of these things just by writing phrases. I don't really plan. I'll just write a phrase, and some of these words are in there already. Okay? Right here. How's it going? Remember, you're wandering. It says you're wandering around okay. The way the Creek says it, but this exactly, how's it going? To me, that's saying like, how's it going? It's still going Athagan. You wandering around okay? Because that's exactly almost what it is right here. How's it going? That's like saying, you know, is your day going okay? Are you okay? It's still going Athagan. What's for dinner? Noggin, Yafgat, Humbahania. Noggin is what? Remember that. Yafgat, the evening. Humbahania. What are we going to eat? What in the evening going to eat? What's happening this week? Yadajago Nugget to Weedy. This week, what is going on? Nugget is what? To Weedy going on. What is going on? Yadajago this week. And you know, I'm using a lot of these. What's happening this week? You know, so you'd say, Yadajago Nugget to Weedy. You know, everybody can say what's happening this week or what's going on this week. What's going on this week will be the same thing as this right here, just like here. Nugget, yadajago. Yadajago nugget. So it's just getting this down. It says, do you have plans for today? Nagin dohancha modanita. Nagin is what? Dohancha. What you gonna do today? And you know, like tonight, my husband's gonna take the grandkids to a football game. So they're gonna go to a football game. He said, I'm gonna take him to a football game. And he really wants to take the little boy to a football game have that bond with him, but then he turns around and the little girl said, well, we want to go. And of course, you know, he said, okay, we'll go. And I said, I'm staying home. That's your time. I'm gonna stay home and catch up on stuff, laundry, vacuuming, you know, while they're not underfoot. Because when they're there, I have those two little grandkids of mine, the two daughters, their two granddaughters, they dance. They like interpretive dancing. So they'll clear out all my living room furniture. And they're in there dancing night after night after night. But then one broke her finger, so she can't get on the floor, so she's just hopping around. And you know, and so the little boy comes in there last night to me and he said, Grandma, she's dancing. She's dancing. I said, well, is she getting on the floor? No, she's just dancing. I said, that's okay. See, he was worried about her finger. She's gonna hurt her finger. And these three kids, they're real close. They're real close, you know, of course. They only had each other when they went through some hard stuff. And so they just have each other. And so they're really, really close. So they're always worried about each other. Okay. Somebody raise their hand.
Yeah. Mvhayv, how about do you have plans for today?
You have plans nagin duwahancha mojanita. But you can turn that around, Ella. You can say mojanita nagin duwahancha. It just depends, and it's both understood. Nagin duwahancha mojanita.
That's what I was missing right there in the middle. Hansa, Magitan. Nagin Hansa. I wasn't hearing that right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You know, just like you said, you can say it with today.
Yeah, you can put today up front. The nagin
Hansa.
Yeah, yeah. And so nagin
Okay.
yeah, you can say this anyway, put it in any form. Okay. To talk, you have time. Are you busy or are you free to chat? See, chat. And this is what they actually say in English, but I'm just putting it in Muskogee for you and actually doing that. So, as a question, what is it? I put view and I couldn't get it up.
This Nagidoa Hanjan Mojanita, can you also say it Nagidoa Hanitska Mojanita?
Yeah, you can. You can. See, that word is not hardly used anymore. And to make it, you know, that Nagin Duwansk. What'd you say? Say it again.
Nagidoa Hanitska Mojanita.
Hanitz, yeah, Hanitska. You can say
Hanitska.
that. And that's exactly how we would probably say it if I said it the way I just speak to somebody Nagin Duwansk. Yeah. Mojanita. Yeah, you can say it that way. Thor, very good, very good. You're getting it.
The
Yeah. You're
Hanja is just some people say it that way though, don't
Yeah,
they?
do. And that's just the way they were taught, you know. And but you're right, you can say it that way, Scott. Yeah, you can say it that way.
And Mvhayv, say it with, you know, when you're talking to a bunch of them. What are y'all gonna do today?
Yeah, Scott. There you go, Thor. See, she said it just the way you said it. Nagin Ska Mojanita. That's plural, more than one. Ska. That's more than one. Are you busy or are you free to chat? And you know, we see that, especially in the European world. I've heard it. Are you free to chat? You know, and we didn't use that chat very much because, you know, we're from down south. And we usually would say, do you have time? And it could have been anything. It could have been to talk, to go somewhere. And it says, to talk, you have time. Bonayida is to speak or talk. in this case would be to talk. Means, do you have space in that time to have it? You know, and you can use it as time. And you know, every day I say, where are my keys? In fact, I did that just the other day. We had to go to do a school. We did a pre-test in Monday and I went up there. I got back because you know we were testing from pre-K to 8th grade, and I never thought about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And we came back to the office and it was getting ready to go home. And I said, oh, I can't find my keys. I said, I don't know where my keys are. And boy, I was looking for them keys and I had left them in my car. They stayed in my car all day long on the console, just laying there. My coworker goes, go look in your car. And I did. And that's where they were. And I said, I was telling my husband, I lost my keys. We are getting an echo again. Somebody must have a mic on or something, maybe. Are you getting that echo, Ella? How about you, Jonathan? How about you, Thor? Are you getting the echo?
He and Boaz.
I wonder, not doing with it. Not doing with it. Okay. Okay. I don't know why we're getting an echo.
It stopped now.
Okay, okay, all right. So, see, when you say, you know, in the European world, they say, are you busy? Or are you free to chat? Are you free to talk? Are you free, whatever? So, to chat to me is the same thing as to talk. See, chat means to speak to each other or talk to each other. So we put to talk. And that's an infinitive verb, but look how we used it. And remember when you got D at the end, it's a question most of the time. So I just put do you have time? And what about keys? Where are my keys? And like I said, I found mine, but you know, when you go around asking in English, where are my keys? All you have to say must go is so each gada. How about the keys? And that tells you, so each gada, where are the keys? Or what about the keys? How about the keys? You know, that's how this sometimes, like I told you before, one word in English, or let me explain it to you this way. 4 words in English in Muscogee can be 2. But 4 words in certain things in English can be 10 words in Muscogee. And that's how, you know, that's just the way it is, you know. It says, what are you up to this weekend? Dajago fisboga. Dajago is week. Fisboga means the end of it, when it's ended. What are you gonna do? Remember, cha is what? Speaking to somebody else, ain't it? Somebody, a person. Remember that you can't transfer. I can't transfer something to somebody I don't know. So cha would be that. Okay, I'm talking to that person only. Okay. What are you gonna do at the weekend? But it's actually saying week ending, what you're gonna do. So, you know, this language is getting more complicated, guys, and it's going to now. I'm gonna next, I think in the next week or so, or this week's gonna be our last one. But I'm gonna teach what I taught my in-person class to you guys, and that's directions. And I'm not saying like north, south, east, and west. It's gonna be like how to fry a chicken, how to cut up a chicken. And it's gonna be just like that. Dolosi is it. Get the chicken. Ili in waste. Because a lot of people don't know how to cut up a chicken. A real chicken. One day my husband invited his sister-in-law and his brother and his sister to dinner one time. And they could not believe I was home frying a chicken. And that blew me away. I mean, I cut up the chicken, washed it, salt and peppered it, floured it, and started frying it. And I'm like, and they're like, we're having home fried chicken, home fried. And I thought, what else is there besides KFC? And they said, you know how long it's been since we had a home fried chicken? They said we go to the supermarket and get it. And they said, was it already cut up? I said, no, I cut it up myself. They said, we can't cut up a chicken. And they are way older than I am. But you know what? This is a thing right here. To learn to cut up a chicken, I had plenty of practice because we'd either go to the grounds or we'd go to the grounds and we just didn't cut up one chicken. We cut up 15 of them and fried them, to feed people. And I had plenty of time to practice. And I thought, okay, so y'all gonna learn how to cut up a chicken. Y'all gonna learn how to wash dishes step by step. Y'all gonna learn how to wash clothes step by step. And it's like achagi adilokia for washing clothes. Gather up your clothes. Shokoshka, the washer. Adihe, put it in the washer. Gabi sakjahne, pour in the soap. See how many different words you're going to have? And I will explain each word to you. It's going to be explained to you. So that's what's coming up the next class. The next class. How to make a garden. Okay? We're going to do all that. And I just, separate the jati. Yeah, there you go. Separate the jati from the hutki. Yeah, that's on there. So, that's exactly what y'all gonna do. Because that's everyday living. That's everyday living. How many people uses gubby? Gubby is what, guys? So, yeah, so. And sawichka, how many's got sawichka? Chogo sawichka, adami sawichka. Chogo is what? House key.
House.
Yep. You got Chugosawichka. So you could call this Chugosawichka da. Adami Sawichka da. Vadi Istachka Sawichka da. Where's the lawnmower keys? Okay. What are you up to this weekend? We hear that. I hear my kids say that. What are you up to? Or what you gonna do this weekend? Or where y'all going? What are you all up to this weekend? We can't say weekend. We can say the ending week. Dajago is week, this got the ending. When it ends, do a hansa. What are you gonna do? When it's ending, see? Week ending, what are you gonna do? Are you keen to having lunch Saturday? We don't have keen in Muskogee. But to me, it means the same thing. Do you want to eat together? And that's how we could say it. We could say Dajago Joshi or Dajak Joshi. Idin humbida jiaja. Idin humbida is to eat together. Saturday, eat together, you won't. And how many times do you say you're joking? Now, see, my grandson says this all the time. I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. I'm kidding, because he'll do something and those girls, they go after him with a vengeance and he'll run and he'll say, oh, we're just kidding, oh, we're just kidding, oh, we're just joking. He'll run from them because he knows he's gonna get hit. He's gonna get his pounded. So boy, he'll run. And I keep saying, Eo gets G, Eo gets G. When I say Eo gets G, it's saying, I'm kidding you. Remember G, second person, personal pronoun. Eo gets G. I am just joking. And that's take that back, sorry. EO gets G is like an emphasis, G at the end. I'm just joking, but he'll run. So when you say you're joking, are you joking? EO gets got. Are you just kidding? EO gets got. Are you just joking? You know. Here, how much you going? What have you got much going on these days? See, we don't have much going on, but we got a lot. Not means that solgi or skidoa. Things to do. Solgi means a lot of stuff. Solgi is a lot. So we say we don't have much going on, but we got not solgi. And it means this is same thing. Is you got much going on? So this says solgin. Do you have a lot going on? Do you have a lot going on? Because solgin means a lot. How is your work? How's your work day going? Chima is your work. Remember? Here we go with that chi again. Mojanita is today. Chima dutkida, your work. Chimi, chima dutkida, hitha. Hitha is good, but listen to the tone. Mojanita chima dutkida, hitha. Hitha. Should we grab a bite to eat? This is kind of getting me too here. Not timba bit to wahania. Timba bit means should we? Bobbit is to eat too, not just hombita or hombit, but bobbit means like it means almost same thing as to eat. Not timba bit to wahania. Not means something. Timba bit. Grab, we eat together. Grab something to eat. Doahania, or should we? Should we? This is where, like istibaba, baba is an eater. Okay, so it's a man eater, a lion, istibaba. And this is where this word comes from, babit. Dimbabit, dimbabit. So that's how that comes in. So you can say Dolosi Hombayes, but you can say Dolosi Babayes. Either way, it's going to be understood as eating. Okay. Eating. Any questions on that? Babayes or Dolosi Babayunks? I was eating chicken. And it's but you can also say Dolosi Hombayunks. Any questions on that? I think
Hogetsj, is that how you say it? Did I say it right?
Right here. That.
Yes, ma'am. Ihogitska J gets me in a lot of trouble. If you've ever been around me, I get
What's getting is this part right here.
No, I mean doing it, ma'am. I'm just joking around. I get in trouble because if I get around somebody who doesn't know I'm joking, like, and like they don't have a sense of humor, I just get in trouble. So it's not just saying it, it's being it, and I can be really serious, when it's time, but it's hard if I get around somebody who doesn't have any sense of humor and they'll just look at you and I'll be like, all right, well.
I'm gonna tell you our people. Our people are very humorous people. We're just, I think, naturally humorous. And in the worst times, we can laugh. And I think sometimes that's how we got through a lot of things. So we're humorous, but like, I know what you're talking about. There's some people that, and nowadays, especially the young now, they don't know, they could sure dish it out. But sometimes you dish it back to them and they're like, they'll pout. So, but as nature, just imunga members, natural, imunga, we're just, we joke and we laugh at people. So, and you may get laughed at too, and but we don't take it to heart, we take it lightly as yogiska, just joking, and my mom was that way. She'd she'd say things, and especially to my husband, and he laughed. She would say things to him and he'd laugh and he would get her back, he'd get her back too. And she'd laugh and she'd say, "You didn't forget, did you?" She would tell him, and if he said something to her, she'd say, "Remember, I ain't forgetting." And then we'd be 2 or 3 weeks later, we'd be somewhere and she'd throw it right back at him, and it was like,
Mvhayv,
yeah.
is that eo gika or ja? Is it gia or gia?
Hey, you can say ja too. Yeah, you can say that. Either way, it's understood. And this guy, I'm still trying to figure out how. Okay, Thor, this way maybe Thor can come in. There's a ga and a ja. Ja is like something you can't transfer as far as pronoun goes in the front. But ga, that's where I get stumped a lot. We use it. And I don't know if that's a variation of ja, but they'll say, don't go off, it's ga. How are you? Are you around okay? Instead of using, right, see? Don't go off ga. But I can say don't go off ja. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just thought if it says fit ja, you use ja, fit. But if you say taga, not finished this, you got ka. Okay, let me see. I saw another one right here. Look here. Nage dua hancha. Mojanita. Nage dua hanska. You have to put the hans, a C right here to say ka. Okay. So the ending, here we go again with that ending. See, here we go again. This has got a C and S ending to put a key right here. A K. Ka. Does that kind of answer your question? Thor, does that kind of explain it? Because Thor has more, let me get it here. Are you there, Thor? I can't get, when you put your hand up, I'm not getting it. I see it, but I can't get to it. So it's got the ending has to do with that ga and ja at the end, okay? And that's where I'm hoping Thor, because Thor, I think he studies it quite a bit. And I just use it naturally though. I don't question it, I just use it. Explaining it is a different story. Because I use ga and ja all the time. Like I used it here, stokodasaga. Or nugget,
Is it
that-
more like a single person?
like a plural maybe?
Well, no, because if we're saying jokaya de ga and jokaya de gaga, so,
Uh-huh.
but it's more a personal thing instead of a general thing.
It could be, yeah, more personal, yeah. That may be it. Because see, when I speak it, I use both of these, but have I ever thought about why I do it? No.
Because we're saying you wandering around okay, so we're being personal.
Yeah,
And when
okay.
we say, are you kidding? You're being personal.
That could be it. Okay, Thor, I can't get to your question. You got your hand up. We need to hear your answer or whatever. And if you go on chat, I think I can do it that way. But that's how, I just used them, but then when it came to this, I thought, oh, and you know what? They're not in a dictionary or anything. And I asked one of my college teachers about it, and she said, I don't know, we just use it that way. It's just done in speaking. So that didn't answer my question either. So I'm still trying to find out where that ja and ga came from. But I use it, we use it in speaking all the time. I just never thought about how we use it. Any questions? You there, Thor?
Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
It just kind of seems like it's more of a dialect thing. It's
It
the
could
same
be.
thing. It's just how people say they
Yeah.
pronounce the K more, but
Uh-huh.
it's still the C. I kind of seems to me that's how it is. It's the same thing. It's just how people pronounce that last part.
Yeah.
It's just the dialect.
Okay, the one thing I did notice right here though, it says Istongon Athaga. But if I said Istongon Athaja, I can't, that don't make sense.
Hmm.
Unless I put this God here, it would sound good. It's correct. But if I say Istongon Athaja, the fit at the end, Athaja, that would make sense. But if I say Istongon Athaja, I have to put the C there, the S, Athaja. Do you hear, you see that? Do y'all see that?
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
have to do some studying on this because, I don't know what I speak until I do it here. And that's when it really comes to me, and then that's when I have to answer these questions. And I see Thor in deep thought, and you're, like you said, that's a thought.
Yeah, that Atlaga, it's not obeying any rule I know.
Yeah, that's
I think
right. That's what
the
I'm saying.
infinitive is Atlada,
Uh-huh,
I think.
it is.
So that doesn't obey any rule I know, but there it is. So
Somewhere, and I'll have to think about this. If I put my mind to it, I know I can come up with something. To explain that.
Nagi Ida, Aboga Ida, Ojes,
Ano, Abohiba.
Chi Gi Hien Hien Hijes Ogada Abulwa Nagi Oga Chi Gi
The Gi,
Ihe. Well, like
Jock, you mean Jock?
Jock, yeah, like it's in that Estongon Chuk Ayadega.
Huh?
It's I don't think there's a verb for Chukayadega. I mean Chukayada.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Uh,
okay,
I said it wrong. That's a cheat. Ooh.
Hayakida is morning. Hayatki is morning. But it's got a tone. Hayatki means it's morning, getting morning. Okay,
But that chuk, how does that get there? That chuk.
well, that joke is like you. Joke is you. So see, if I say Stunga Jokayadega, Thor, joke is talking about you. Okay, Jokayadega. So it's talking about you, but when you go back to here, it's don't go Jokayadega. Right here is talking.
Well, that's where it makes how are they? Well,
Yeah.
that's what you think it would be, but that's
See, like I said, now see, this is another question. Now, y'all gonna make me work over the weekend, I don't guarantee you, but I'm going to have some. It says, programming for Alyssa, somebody. It says, I do software design and programming for a living. Okay, this is Jonathan. And the first thing that stuck out to me is that Muskogee does not seem to have a well-defined structure for every word. Yes, that's true. And likely requires a better understanding of the cultural context to really understand some of it. That has a lot to do with it there. Some of it is just how we speak culturally and how we use those things. And some of it can't be broke down like in the English explanation, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where, like this joke. I'm trying to, where did joke come from? I'm even trying to figure this out.
well, my grammar book by what's his name, Leffler or somebody.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It doesn't seem to explain that either. Doesn't
So
even
it-
seem to address it unless
Yeah,
I just didn't find, but
and that's what's hard about, like I said, when we're speaking it, we never think about those things. It just comes up. Yeah, it says Muskogee is intuitive. Right.
I mean, Muskogee follows rules.
Good point, yeah.
But there are some things where it doesn't seem where it's like you just have to know it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Just have to know it. And like I said, being a speaker, I use all these things, but when y'all ask me questions like this, I'm like, okay, I want to know what that is myself, because as I was, I just spoke. I never really, until I went to college, and there was all these questions that I got, and then that's when I did all this, like in-depth things. I was like, okay, there's past, present, future, all this, but how did I learn? It had to been used. But then I didn't know how to identify it is that English version until it started being a passion, or I call it an obsession. I really started studying it, and that's when I found out, okay, we do have all this, but something like this joke. So I got it written down on my paper right here. I'm gonna find out, because see, that curiosity is killing me too. And they say curiosity kills the
I'm
cat.
mythless.
Oh my goodness. Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
when I sit with it, and I certainly am just like the forever student, that to me, it's kind of Muskogee is an interpretive heart dance.
Uh-huh.
Like there are steps, there are
Uh-huh.
definitive steps,
Uh-huh.
but it's a heart dance interpretive with who surrounds you, situation, environment is
Yeah.
kind of my feeling, because it's almost like every different family, or even almost different parts or towns had different things. So it's about, okay, well, I'm in this town, so I'm going to do a little bit of interpret dance differently than if I was with it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. Like there is structure, but it's about really knowing the heart of that
Yeah.
person that you're talking to. Does that make any sense? I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
that.
was trying to say, like, one of my elder friends, she said, Higos. Higos means no. Or in that situation environment, like I'll say, did your daughter come? Higos. She meant no. But see, we say monks too. So I knew what she was taught in her environment. I would speak a little bit different, more formal Muskogee, because she was an elder, But now, like, in a different situation, what everybody tells me, even though they'll say, you speak just like my great grandmother and great grandfather did, or you speak just like I heard way back. I don't. And, like I said, I changed that situation to the elders, and there's a different way to speak to elders, because they'll sure point you out. I've been pointed out, and that's okay, because I want to learn too, because in a way, I'm still learning, like God right here, God job and Juk, okay, this is just a thought. Juk Hayade God. It could be derived from Jimmy, like you. Make it through the night, okay? Or like a house. Jugo Hayadega. Did you spend the night okay in your house? Those can be But I'm gonna do it again. Okay, guys, y'all gave me a job and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. And you know, he just gave me something to think about. That not just y'all, you guys, but you know, even for myself to say, okay, why do I use them? And when do I use them? Like I said, I never pay attention, so because I'm just speaking. But see, this gave me, okay, when do I use them? How do I use them? What situation do I use them in? Okay. Good question. Hey, I like this though. See, I like this. This is what I like right here. It's like a tangle knot. And I'm gonna have to, well, I'll tangle knot to me, and I'm gonna have to untangle it knot by knot. You know, and see if I can explain that. Because see, it needs explaining though. Because you won't be the only one to ask that question. And then I'll ask my coworkers too, what do you hear when you say that? Guys, it may take a while, but if you stick with me, I may find that answer. And that'll be something that we've got one knot with y'all's help. One knot untangled for the life of the language. Because this language is a living, breathing life. I call it living language. I call it a living language because it's living. And how's it living? Through you guys. How's it going to live? Through you guys. It's living through me. I call it a living.
It's the real life Muskogee knot, Mvhayv. It's eternal. It's eternal. Yeah.
And so, okay, somebody said Wadies always confuse me. I still haven't had the aha moment with that one yet. Like Moyi Wadies. It may be. Wadies could be maybe. It may be. Here we go. I'm writing that down. Maybe Wadies. Wadies like Moyi Wadies. Like if they say, can you go town with me? Moyi Wadies. Wadies. It's like, maybe. I say maybe. Because Cassandra said, Wadies always confusing. I used Wadies to mean perhaps, it might be, it could, maybe. That's right there. That's where situation and environment comes in too. Muy Wadies. It may be, yeah, I may can go. Ayuedes. There you go. Ayuedes. I may can go. I maybe can go. See, like ayuedes means I may go or I may can go. There you go. Is that help, Cassandra?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You gave me a scare. Wadies, I had to think about that. You know, as speakers, you know, we did, you know, when we were learning, they didn't explain a lot of these things. And we didn't ask because, and you know, for you speakers, it's a good thing to ask because, you know, as I was learning, it was a language that we were supposed to speak. But now that you're asking these questions, see, it gives me that, okay, I need to find this out. Because I think like, okay, what am I speaking? What am I saying actually? You know, what am I as a speaker, what am I actually saying? And that's good for me too, as it is for y'all. So I don't know if this is our last week, but anyway, well, I'll have to check it. And see, I don't know if I got one more week to go. I'm not sure because we go in 6-week intervals, but the next class, since we're going all over this, we're going to do like cutting up a chicken, frying a chicken, washing the clothes, building, and it's going to be step by step, guys. How to use a language like saying, get your chicken, doroji ishit, get your chicken. Okoshit, wash it. Slavka ishit, get your knife. See, you're gonna learn this, which we had. Ili in wafet, cut off its legs. Okay. Then there's that joint between the thigh and the drumstick. Nafkaba wafit. Havi, don't ili. Havi is thigh. Ili is leg. Diwafit, cut that in half. Okay, it's gonna be like that, guys. It's gonna be headed to work. Mado, Jonathan, you were a good help to me. And Thor, that was good too. So everybody, we're gonna go through that. Washing clothes, that's everyday things. Because you do this every day. I cook every day. Might be a hamburger helper, but I cook every day. and I'm gonna show you how to make cake. I'm gonna show you how to make, we're gonna do all this washing clothes, washing dishes, cleaning the house, cleaning the house, wiping the table. It's gonna tell you step by step what we're gonna do. So if no one knows how to cut up a chicken, boy, this is a time to learn. And it'd be good for you men up there, because y'all don't know when, things are getting hard out there. You may have to kill your own chicken and cut it up the way things are going, So we're gonna learn that. So but anyway, it'll be on the website if this is my last week or not. We're so busy with school starts and everything. I got my college class just now going. I got my Head Start going Monday, and I got this class. So I'll see, and we'll put a deal out, but that's what's coming, guys, because I'm working on it right now. I'm hard on that computer, boy, typing it up mile a minute and then go back and try to correct something. All right, Mado, guys, she's the guy thing. Mado, Thor, Mado, Amy, Ella, Cassandra, Jonathan. I enjoyed this. This is
Timo, hadaamjehiji song.
Do they have the class in Oklahoma City? It'll get in.
With Desiree.
Desiree.
And it goes on. She does some in person, and I think she does some by virtual too. And I'll ask for that information.
It's on Fridays. It's on Fridays in person, and Monday and Wednesday at 1:00. It's the virtual.
Okay, there you go.
And it's
Mojanitle Ojaga.
Yeah, Friday Lunga. Yeah.
Madam.
Can you say it again for him?
Oh, me. Friday evening. It's at Friday evenings in Oklahoma City. I'll see if I can find the advertisement on it. I might have it on that I can post it. But it's on the Facebook wall too. So
to Chago Homa he and Idoko get the Ojiga. Ojaga. Ojaga. No, Ojaga.
Or you're trying, and that's the thing right there. You have to speak it in order to learn it, okay? So don't be afraid to make that mistake.
Okay, but did they have it last week?
I don't know if they did or not. I know that she gets 2 weeks. Well, I get 1 week to do lesson plans, but she gets 2 weeks. So I think she.
Mojanitli Ayatlis.
Yeah, Mojanithi Ayatsa. Mojanithi Ayatsa. Go tonight, okay?
okay, and I'm posting
It's
it in
on
the
Friday,
chat.
Friday, 6:30 to 7:30
There you go.
at the Muskogee Resource Center.
Yeah, in Oklahoma City, it's in OKC.
Yeah.
I posted the meme in
you
the
go.
chat of it. Thor or anybody that wants to go, and I take the classes in the daytime. Obviously, I'm in Florida and I don't go in person, but we did have class last week. Yes.
Inga, Mado.
Oh, I know. Y'all have, you can eat it, yeah. The job of this school got. Yatadago Hispoga, Igidi, that for lots and she hit the guy.
Timo,
This
Timo.
I will see ya. Oh, I know, but don't forget.
But Jay, much love, everybody.
Jimmy, oh.
Mhm.